Happy Mother's Day, everybody. If you're a mother, stand up if you can, or put your hands up in the air. And let's all say, moms are the greatest.
Moms are the greatest.
We love you, moms. My mom turns 90 in a couple weeks. And she's still going strong. I wish I was there with her, but I'm with lots of moms today. What a great turnout. Thank you for coming, everybody. And I love you, and we love the moms around here, that is for sure. None of us would be here if it wasn't for Mom.
Right.
True.
Yeah, duh. I did learn something in sex ed, I guess. Well, I'm Mark, and I'm glad to be here, and we have a wonderful turnout today, and a wonderful crowd, and we have some new faces. So I want to thank Helen today for the beautiful roses. That's a perfect Mother's Day flower for sure. And we'll kick it off today with a song by the JaJa's. My soul is welcome here.
By Daniel Nehemiah. And you all know this one, so sing along.
We do. This is ya, ya, ya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Say hello to whoever you didn't get to say hello to, or you can just stand and play your every talk. 'Cause I said hello to everybody. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome, welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
I hope your blood's flowing now. After that one. We want to welcome everybody that's here, but especially some new people. I know we have some new folks in the third row. If you would care to stand up and let us know you're here. And introduce yourself if you feel comfortable. Don't have to stand if standing's uncomfortable.
This is my beautiful Aunt Arlene. We're celebrating her birthday. And and I'm visiting her from Rochester, New York. I'm a member at the Unity Spiritual Center of Rochester. Hey, so I saw your ad, and I said, let's go.
Well, know that you are always welcome here, so if you come back and visit again, or Arlene, you're always welcome here.
Thank you.
So thank you, everybody. Anybody else? A new face in the crowd? I guess not, but let's welcome our friends, everybody here. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you.
And happy birthday.
Yeah. You know, 39 again, huh?
There you go.
Today's opening prayer is with Ela.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, my soul is welcome here. Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Today, we gather in unity and bless this beautiful day, filled with wonder and delight, and we are so grateful. Today, we celebrate motherhood, the representation for love and nurturing. We bless all beings who have accepted the role of a mother in our lives, past, present, and future, and we are so grateful. Each being who has nurtured us in each step of our growth, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, we are so grateful. For motherhood creates an unbreakable bond, a bonding relationship that deepens our soul. Just as our unbreakable bond with Spirit, who is so in love with us, who nurtures us in each step, in each moment, and in each journey, forever faithful to us, and we are grateful. We celebrate this day and every day in gratitude, and so it is.
So it is.
It is truly a wonderful day to honor and bless the world's mothers. Today, offer a blessing of gratitude for the loving, nurturing spirit of all mothers. Your mother and those who have shared a mother's love by supporting you throughout your life. Think of the many ways they have been present over the years with unconditional acceptance and love. Envision all the mothers, grandmothers, and caregivers throughout the world surrounded by love and light. Take time to express your appreciation with words, gifts, and time together. To mothers-to-be, prayerfully affirm health and ever-deepening joy. To mothers no longer in the world, hold them in loving prayer and hold thoughts of joy and gratitude. Bless their souls' ongoing journeys, knowing bonds of love keep their memories alive. Especially today, you can remember they're right there with you in your heart. From Proverbs 31:28, her children rise up and call her happy.
Realize that some of your mothers are no longer around, so I just want to take a second and just, for all the mothers who are gone, but they've left a legacy of love and caring and nurturing, you are so special, and you are still in our hearts, and we know you're close by, so thank you to those mothers as well. So happy Mother's Day again, and we have another song by the JaJa's, Surrender, written by Barb. sorry. You warm?
Warm in here.
He's actually on off.
Oh, no wonder.
There we go.
I'm all verklempt, so I hear the wind in the pines whispering your name, and I know that you are near. And when I see my reflection in the stillness of the lake, I know that you are here. I'm gonna gently let go and surrender. Ever so gently let go and surrender. And in the fire raging and roaring your name, I know that you are here. And in the smoke that billows, I can see myself in you, and I know that you are here. I'm gonna gently let go and surrender. Ever so gently let go and surrender. I know that the world shows me a reflection of all that's going on inside me. But if I can stop resisting, if I can stop resisting, if I can stop resisting, I will find my peace in you, in me. Oh, it's gonna be okay. God within told me to say, I'm letting go, and I surrender. I'm letting go, and I surrender. I'm letting go, and I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
All right, we have Frederick coming up to do the meditation.
This is a lot to take in, folks. Everybody was so welcoming this morning. Such great smiles, such great hugs. Even got a kiss blown to me. It's in the silence that we create. As you listen to my words, imagine you're sitting at a sunrise. So raise your head gently to the horizon. And if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes and realize the sun is not rising. The sun is the center of our universe. It is each of us and the world that rises up to the morning. So this morning, I'd like you to rise up to a new vision for yourself, for your family, for the unity of Sun Lakes. And in this vision, realize also that we do not need to create love, joy, and peace, for that is who we are. What needs to take place was spoken by Michelangelo when asked, how could he create such a marvelous statue of David? And he said, I just chipped away everything that was not David. So in your vision, for yourself, for your family, and for this Unity Church, what needs to be let go of to fully experience the love, the joy, the peace that is our inheritance? Look beyond the thoughts that have come up to the source of those thoughts, the silence. Your divinity. It is from this divinity that we create the world we want. The world for ourselves, our loved ones, and for this church. Rest assured, each day as the sun rises, you have the opportunity to create what you want. What you need and what the world needs. Each of us has the power to work with the substance of God, to create what we want, what we need, so that we can be a service to everyone. Each time we take a breath, think of the ancient name of God, Yahweh. As you breathe in, say Yah. And as you breathe out, say Way. Yahweh. God is only a breath away. In those times you feel lack, those times when you're struggling with situations, pause and breathe in the name of God, Yahweh. Thank you, and so be it.
Jeannie's up. Are we good on temperature, or did we overdo it? Cold?
Perfect.
Good? Oh, I thought Jeannie was up.
We come into this world naked and cold, two precious gifts from God bestowed. First gift is life, to live as we like, and by the grace of God we learn. Savor the peace, moment by moment, to embrace the gifts of God as they come. Savor the gifts, cherish the moment, to embrace the gifts of life as they come. Savor the gifts. Second gift is love. We know it from the start. As a babe, we still feel one with the divine. Embraced in love until duality sets in. But by the grace of God, we learn to savor the gifts, moment by moment, let go of the way we think it should be. We learn to savor the gifts, cherish the moments, to embrace the gifts of love as they come. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. And so we savor the gifts, moment by moment, to let go of the way we think it should be. We learn to savor the gifts, cherish the moments, to embrace the gifts of life as they come. Savor the gifts. 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 Savor the gifts.
Just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I know you've heard it a million times already, but Mark stole my words, and the Daily Word stole my words. And I wanted to give you all a very special blessing. I thought about it this morning before I came. I was thinking, oh my God, there were so many precious, precious mothers here today. mothers to me. Thank you. And so I wanted to say there were a couple of neat quotes. A mother's love is endless. Her sacrifices are countless. And her strength is boundless. All love begins and ends here. To the world, you are a mother, but to our family, you are the world. And then we are born of love. Love is our mother. When you look into our mother's eyes, you know that this is the purest love that you can find on this earth. A mother is she who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. Life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mother. And I thought about all the mothers of this church. Reverend Tony Corrigan was the mother of this church for so many years, and I'm just so elated that you're here today. And so I honor you with all my heart. And I also want to honor the Divine Mother who is in each of us, male and female. We all have the Divine Mother in us, that masculine and feminine that's within all of us. That is what gives us all the power to love. The masculine equates to wisdom, but wisdom needs the mother love to be whole. And so I bless all of us in this room today because we all have that beauty of the Divine Mother within each of us. And so now we'll move on to the talk today where we continue our exploration of the 10 Commandments. We study the wisdom, God bless you. And not only are they called the 10 Commandments, but the 10 words, which was the translation that we learned last week. So this month, we're looking at how these ancient teachings are relevant to us today. And not only are they relevant, but they provide us with a roadmap to creating meaning and growth and richness in every day. They help us tap into our inner guidance system. For thousands of years, the 10 Commandments or words have been available to us. Somewhere along the way, I think we forgot that. And so this month, we're going to remember. And we're exploring the deeper meanings behind these words. And we're looking at how biblical scholars throughout the ages have interpreted these 10 rather brief and seeming to the point statements, and what broad and wonderful meaning that they have in our lives today. So today we're going to explore the 10 Commandments, words 3 and 4 of the 10 Commandments. Now, we're not going to do all 10 today. Both of them, in very different ways, will direct us on how to create joy in our lives. Did you know that? 3 and 4 direct us on how to create joy in our lives.
Of course I
Oh, who said that?
I did.
Of course, Barbara said that. Commandments number 3 says, they tell us not to take God's name in vain. And challenge number 4 is to observe the Sabbath and make it holy. Well, these look pretty straightforward and direct, but as you've already figured out, we're going to dig underneath the obvious to that not so obvious place, but also more profound meaning. The 3rd commandment appears at Exodus again, chapter 20, verse 7, and it says, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain." And we usually think that's the end of it, but there's more to it. It says, "For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain." So if you ask most people, what is meant by this, you shall not take God's name in vain, and that's what the period, that's what we think it is, and that's it. They'll answer what many of us children thought it meant, which is no cursing and no swearing. Don't say that word. That the commandment tells us it's not right to swear. And that's part of it. But the commandment, this roadmap for our life, this guide for creating joy in our lives, is an invitation to wake up, to remember the sacredness of our relationship with God. And it's not to trivialize that relationship. Since God's presence is such an awe-inspiring blessing and is so filled with love, we need to be extremely careful not to utter God's name in vain, or in thoughtless or empty phrases. We do it in two ways. First, some of us will literally just speak the awesome name of God in the most negative or trivial ways. I'm guilty too. We don't just frequently use God next to the word dang. But we also employ dozens of other throwaway phrases. Think, for example, how you might respond to someone who walks into the party with an outrageous outfit on, or a strange hairdo. It's not uncommon for us to mutter, maybe to ourselves, oh God. Oh good Lord. Or when we feel disgusted about something, we might say, oh, for the love of God. For God's sake. And the famous 19th century German writer Goethe described vividly this human challenge of whether or not to speak God's name thoughtlessly. He said, people treat the name of God as if that incomprehensible and most high being who is beyond the reach of thought were just another trivial thing. Otherwise, they would not say, oh God, or for the love of God, or good God, or any other such comments. These expressions become an empty phrase for most people, a barren name to which no thought is attached. If people were impressed by the sublime greatness of God, they would be silent. Honor would keep them from mentioning God's name hardly at all. Back in the beginning of time, they never spoke the word Yahweh. It was too sacred to speak it. So the next time you hear yourself or someone else say, dear God, or oh my God, in a thoughtless way, you might want to ask yourself, is that how I would really like to relate to my divine source? Do I want to continue to be thoughtless and trite about something so profound and deep as the Infinite One? There's another way that we can trivialize the name of God. In unity, we don't have a lot of prayers that we repeat over and over, like some religions do. But we do have some standard things, like we say we sing the peace song often here, and we have the offering blessing that we say every week here, and we sing many times, I am so blessed. And again, we always close with the prayer for protection. So I ask you that if you've repeated these words so many times that they're beginning to become rote, if so, we're not in harmony with those words. We're not in harmony with this word, this commandment. And perhaps it's time to take a fresh look at them and look into your heart when you're saying them, to give them what they really do mean to you. And then there's another aspect of this word. If we believe as we do, that each and every one of us is an expression of the divine. Each and every one of us is God in physical manifestation. What are we doing when we say and think unkind words about our fellow human beings and about ourselves? Every time that we judge someone, we violate this commandment. Every time we think we are undeserving, unworthy, or unlovable, every time we might think ill thoughts about another person or wish harm on another person. Are we not out of integrity with this guide to creating joy in our lives? I've looked at it. I feel like for myself, I'm out of integrity with that commandment, even if I'm judging myself. And yet there is another, and it comes from the second part of the passage. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. This commandment, this word, which is the law of life, means a great deal more than using God's name trivially. Because the name of God is not simply its sound, but the name of God is your conviction concerning your belief about who God is. So what do you think the nature of God is? I mean, what do you really, really think the nature of God is? This most important question, it's so important because your idea of God will determine your entire life. Not what someone else told you, or what you think you ought to think, but what do you really, really believe? In the words of Emmett Fox, from the very marrow of your bones, right down to the farthest place your influence goes, all is determined ultimately by your real belief about the nature of God. That's deep. A third meaning of the word says that you cannot escape. The Lord will not hold him guiltless who taketh his name in vain. You cannot escape from the results of your idea of God, because it will affect your life in every way. There is no getting away from that. So you take the name of God by your idea. Whatever your idea of God is, whatever idea that you really, really believe in, this is what will be expressed in your life. A God you believe who cares for all of its creation, except you, will appear to have abandoned you. A God that you believe is cruel will appear to react on you cruelly and without love. You will suffer the results of that belief. If you believe in a weak God, you will suffer the consequences of weakness. Are you with me? If you believe in a human God, you will have all the trouble that you would have had if a human being really could rule the world. If you look around and see the job humans have done to it, well, we don't need to further comment on that. And so I ask you to reflect for a moment and ask yourself, where are you limiting God I don't think that there's any one of us in this room who's not limiting God in some way, in some respect, even if it's just in your thoughts, because of what we're going to suffer. But if you believe that God is spirit, and think what spirit means, which is the breath of life, and if you believe God is love, God is good, God is all power, God is intelligence, God is abundance, God is flow, God is wisdom, then there will be joy and there will be harmony and love in your life. So sure, challenges, they do arise. There's no question. But when you really believe that God is all these things, as unquestionably and unemotionally as you believe that that chair will support you when you sit on it, then everything will become, and it will begin to come right to you. Details may challenge you. You will get pain somewhere, but if you believe in the oneness and goodness and power of God, you will overcome it. This may happen, that may happen, but when you remain steadfast in your belief about God, you shall triumph. Because you know that you cannot take the name of God in vain. Then the name of God cannot be without power for you. Now moving on to the fourth word, Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Does this challenge mean going to church every Sunday? It could. And another common interpretation of this challenge is that the Sabbath is a day of rest. An unnamed minister once said, in my grandparents' day, it was called the Holy Sabbath. In my parents' day, it was called the Sabbath. And now, today, we just call it the weekend. And perhaps for some of us, and I do get special dispensation on this, some of us call it a work day. But the fourth commandment tells us to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. So this commandment, or this word, is telling us that we need to step back from the hustle and bustle of our lives and gain a greater perspective on our life. And that we need to take time to reconnect with our spiritual nature, and with that which is bigger than our circumstances. Not because God demands it of us, no. It's because we need it for our own emotional, spiritual, and I even say physical well-being. According to this word, we need to take a day to get rejuvenated and spiritually recharged. So do what you need to do to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of your regular schedule and relax. Be spiritually nourished. And if that means going to church, well, we're really glad you're here. Wouldn't be the same without you. God created heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested. She rested. There is metaphysically significance here. There's a metaphysical significance. Do the work, then rest. What is the last step of affirmative prayer? We went over this last week. The last step of affirmative prayer is
Release. Release.
yeah, release. We call it appreciation here in Unity, or gratitude. But what are you doing in gratitude? You're letting it go. You're not going to go back tomorrow and say the same prayer, because we already know it's done. So we build up a new consciousness when we pray. And we remember the power of God's love and intelligence, peace and abundance. We're new. Every time we pray, we change our consciousness. So in any kind of mental work that you do, you must have a Sabbath. 6 days shalt thou labor, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord. In it thou shalt not do any work. Now, it may take 10 seconds, or it may take a year to get to that stage, but always the 7 days of creation are whatever time that it takes to create a new condition in your life. A healing, a harmony in some personal relationship. There is a time for work, and there is a time for rest. I know not how many people there are in this metaphysical movement who miss their manifestations. Because they are praying so hard and so constantly that there is no Sabbath. So remember, in all of our spiritual work, there must be a Sabbath. Jesus said, unless a seed go into the earth and die, it cannot come up. That was his way of saying that we should make our prayer, do our spiritual work, and then rest from our labors, so that the demonstration can come to fruition. And when you are praying every day and recognizing that God is working in you and in all of your affairs and trying to live the spiritual life, then something else will happen. There will be a sense in which every day will become the Sabbath. Because for you, every day will be a holy day. You will have made a fundamental step in your spiritual life. The day that you realize, not the day you first hear of it, but the day that you realize that no longer for you is there any difference between the two, because you realize that everything that happens is the expression of God. The day that you realize and know that God is all there is, that all things are sacred, that will be one of the greatest milestones, your whole history. And then it will always be the Sabbath day for you. When you know that you will understand what God meant when he said to Moses, the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. God is present everywhere. And that is the meaning of the Sabbath day. It's in its deepest sense. For those who understand the metaphysical teaching, it is always the Sabbath day. And the place whereon we stand is holy ground. In summary, do not take the Lord's name in vain. And remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. And this will lead you and guide you to and direct you to create joy in your life. God bless.
Thank you, Reverend Jeanne. I am going to turn it up 1 degree. Because I can see some people shivering. Well, on this holy day, let's affirm by stating this affirmation together. I remain steadfast in my belief about God. I believe in the oneness and goodness and power of God. God is present everywhere. I see everything as sacred and holy. And it's time for giving. We realize that many of you give online. Thank you for your gifts. And let's state our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God. And during the offering, we will sing I Am So Blessed by the JaJa's. Well, yes, but the performance is by the JaJa's.
Thank you.
Please join us. Sing it as though it's the first time you've ever heard this song. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Let's show some gratitude for these gifts today together. We give thanks for these many blessings of today and know they are but a symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks that 10 times this much or more is now on its way to me and quickly manifests in perfect ways. Well, we have announcements. I just have to say before we do the announcements that I was sitting there listening to Jeanne and pondering everything she was saying. And I just looked around, everybody's so colorful. And you remember when you were a kid and you could get that 64 box of Crayola crayons, remember that? And I looked at her dress and I said, there are at least 63 on that dress. So that's a beautiful dress, Jeanne. It's very Mother's Day-ish. And now that I blathered that out, let's, do we have a prayer partner today? Reverend Julia, thank you. And our prayer team meeting is every Wednesday with Reverend Julia as our point of contact at 10 a.m. The Reiki Share Group every Tuesday. We saw Betty last week. I know she's having some challenges in her life, but she is the point of contact, 9:30 on Tuesdays. Metaphysical Group every second and fourth Wednesday. Point of contact, Sheila Taylor. And next Sunday, our musician will be Jennifer Sheets. And we always enjoy her music. Any other announcements out in the congregation? Jeanne.
I do have next Sunday off, and Reverend Michelle Whittington is going to be here. She's been a long-time mentor of mine, so I highly recommend you coming to hear her speak next week.
I have a question for Dad. Is
dadgummit acceptable as a customer? Dadgummit. Is that gonna work?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Yeah? No?
If you must curse.
It doesn't fly?
If you must curse,
Well.
are you listening, Dad?
Okay, now we got that.
Yes.
I just want to announce the next Sunday is our board meeting, monthly board meeting, and if you have any suggestions as to a charity, organization, nonprofit you would like Unity to tithe to, just let us know. Yes?
Thank you.
The board meeting, I believe, is at my house.
Yes.
I thought so.
And you're responsible for
I better get ready. Okay. Well,
Just remind people to sign up to make good tuning for the week after.
yeah, there are some opening. I think there's one opening next week, and there's several the following week. So if you would help us out by signing up, we really appreciate that. And we want to thank all those people involved in today's service. Actually, we want to thank everybody who's here, but especially to our musicians, Barb and Jeanne and Amy, and to and me, I guess. And we want to thank Ela for the opening prayer, Frederick for the meditation, Helen for the daily word, and Derek, of course, always as our outstanding technician here and sound engineer. So let's end today with the peace song. Well, we have prayer for protection after that, so.
I was not so
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, 'cause this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous time. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God
Surrounds us, I am a light. The love of God enfolds us, I am love. The power of God protects us, I am power. The presence of God watches over us, I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, because you are and I am the I am. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. God bless you all. Have a beautiful Mother's Day.